While traveling across the vast roads of the United States, like a restless wanderer chasing fragments of meaning, the Algerian flag tied firmly to the roof of my car, one name stopped me in my tracks: Al-Qader. It wasn't just a name, it was an echo. They told me it was named after an Algerian hero, not a myth, not a legend carved out of exaggeration, but a real man. So I followed the trace, not just across geography, but across history itself. That path did not end in America. It stretched far beyond. Carry me, at least in spirit, to Damascus, a city flooded with the centuries, where one moment in 1860 stood still against the violence of the world. There, Emir Abdelkader did something that transformed him from a national hero into a universal one. When chaos erupted and hundreds of Christians and Jews were threatened with a massacre, he did not ask who they were. He acted. He opened his home, his heart, and his protection. In a time when identities divided, he chose humanity. History would never forget that moment, and it would never let him be forgotten for it. But that question lingered. Why was this Algerian hero so far from his homeland? Exile. A word heavy with loss. His journey carried him from the lands of the Ottoman Empire through France and into the quiet town of Amboise. There, far from the dust of battle, curiosity surrounded him. To many Europeans, he became an image, an oriental prince, exotic, admirable, distant, but they misunderstood something essential. He was not a symbol for the imagination. He was a statesman, a thinker, an Algerian. And long before exile shaped his destiny, his story had already been written in resistance. On his own land, against one of the most powerful armies of his time, he fought not only with the weapons, but with vision. He was chosen by his people not merely to resist, but to build, to organize, to govern, to imagine a state with dignity could survive occupation. Yes, he surrendered, but surrender in his story was not defeat. It came after 15 long years of resilience, years made by strategy, sacrifice, and an unrelenting desire to reclaim something deeper than territory, a sense of peace, the same peace he had known as a child in the quiet plains of Greece. Before war reshaped everything, he was a man of war who never lost the soul of a man of peace. And perhaps That is what makes his journey timeless. Emir Abdelkader was not only shaping a nation, he was shaping an idea of Algeria, not confined to borders, but carried through values, courage, dignity, coexistence. From El Qaeda to Damascus, from resistance to refuge, from exile to legacy, his story reminds us that some lives do not belong to one place. They belong to history, and sometimes to the entire world.